I'm back. I was in Chicago for about 2 weeks visiting family and filming. I didn't have this camera and it was just harder to do. And thank you for those new subscribers. Oh my gosh, welcome! I'm so glad you're here and stopping by and hopefully getting a little bit of inspiration. Today what I'm going to talk to you about is day one of back in your classroom and what you're going to do on that first day back, because it can be very overwhelming. So stick around, and you know what I did on my first day back is so that it maybe can help you out. All of your furniture has been moved if they cleaned the floors over the summer, and you've packed everything away. If you packed it away nicely, way to go, good on you. But most of the time it kind of gets to that place where you're like just shoving things in, trying to get wrapped up to get to your summer. My first tip for the first day back is to go in with a goal. Now, if you have multiple days to set up your classroom like I do, I would break apart the days for what your goal is. You can always achieve more than your goal, which is fantastic, but go in with manageable goals. So my first goal for my first day back, which I went on like a shortened day, so I was only there for 2 or 3 hours, was to redo the floor plan of my classroom and where the furniture is going and how the space is working. And what I want to do is, day one, I would definitely recommend to do your floor plan. Don't go into your files, don't go into all that stuff you packed away, just get the furniture where you want it set up. Now, for me, one of the best things I did was have someone who isn't in my classroom all the time come with me. They make it possible to reimagine your room. You kind of get stuck like, well, I did it here, I did my carpet here and my desks here, and it gets stuck like that because you can't picture it someplace else. So my mom actually went in with me. She flew back from Chicago, was here for a couple days, and she had a great idea. We moved my meeting carpet, which is where I do reader's workshop and writer's workshop, to a different corner of the room, and it maximized the space. Now, that means I did have to sacrifice on my desk layout, so instead of 4-person pods, I have a few 6-student pods and a couple 4-person pods. Now this I'm so excited about, and I really hope it works, so have an open mind for that new classroom layout, and I'm going to insert some clips of how I went from before when I walked in that first day, which is a little bit scary, after the summer, and then now, where is my classroom floor plan. Some things that I had as a goal in mind that might be something you want to keep in mind based on how you teach or what works best for your kids is the first thing I wanted to do was have more space on my meeting carpet. Last year I had desks and my projector desk on top of the meeting carpet, so it took up seats, you could say, on the carpet, and that didn't really work because my kids are 4th graders, so they get big fast. And so they got a little scrunched at the end of the year. What I wanted to do was maximize my large carpet space so that all the students could fit and there'd be no furniture on it. So with my new floor plan, we have that succeeded. The next thing I wanted to do was have access to my kidney table that I do small groups at. Now last year I had my kidney table in the classroom, but it was flush against the wall, so I couldn't actually access that inner teacher seat, if you will, so I really would just sit alongside my students. Now I love sitting alongside students. I think it really brings like a teamwork feel to their growth, but sometimes I want to be able to access all the students in that small group, and that middle seat of a kidney table is so important. You move that kidney table, I can access it beautifully, and 5 chairs sit around it, so it's going to work perfect for small groups or literature circles that I do a couple times in the year. And the third goal is something that I work at a full inclusion school, and I can make some videos about what that looks like because it's very special. So this year I needed to make sure my room was wheelchair accessible. Now it's wheelchair accessible in that you can open the doors and all of those kind of like building up to code things, but the way I lay my classroom out, I want my students, if they are in a wheelchair, to be able to access every learning space in the classroom. So that was another one of the goals I had in mind when creating my floor plan. And the last thing I wanted to have was workspaces. Now, in 4th grade, we really take a big leap into creating independence for the students. And one thing I tell my students is find your best learning environment. If it's not sitting at your pod with your peers, but rather sitting at a small table working by yourself, go for it. I want my students to know what kind of learner they are and to think metacognitively. So I wanted to create lots of learning spaces that weren't just the traditional desk seat. What I did was I had a row of computer tables that I broke apart and moved about the classroom. I also brought in a new carpet, which was only $13 at Costco. I'll kind of point it out in the little clip that I put of the new floor plan. And then I also have 2 other carpet areas with bean bags as kind of like a more small group area as well, with 3 desks for find your best learning environment areas. I also use those too if I need to make a call on a student and how they're working in a group, if they need to move. I use those spaces so that they can optimize their learning and their potential in my classroom. So day 1, back in the classroom, I would say get that floor plan ready and bring someone that doesn't know your classroom floor plan if you are trying to reimagine, and make sure you have those goals in mind as you're moving your furniture. I hope this helps and that you can try out these tips in creating a new floor plan and that first day back in your classroom and getting everything set up. We have hours and hours to go, but I hope this helps. Thanks for watching. See you in my next video. Because I use that natural lighting. Okay. Truck. Truck. Truck, you're loud. Okay.